Peace. What's going on? Trust that all are well on this beautiful day. So good to see all of you and to be here for what we've got going. It is a wondrous day. It is our session as we head towards the fall. So, due to some wonderful seasonal shifts, I'm going to be a bit more silhouette styly as my light, my beautiful lamp for my studio space here was delayed. No worries. We're still going to be able to make this work in an environment that is beneficial for all of us. I am grateful for the opportunity to serve, for the opportunity to be here with you. And as what we want to make sure that we do is to keep it popping. So, with that in mind, what we shall do for today is get to what we get. All right, so for starters, we're going to get in with our adumbration, but I want to take a moment to remember one of the members of the Kemetic Aha and Sama Association who has gone on to journey to the West to be with the ancestors. Her name is Tonjah Maatira, and her journey to the West anniversary and her birth anniversary are a month apart, but we were celebrating her birth anniversary on Sunday. And so we just want to elevate and lift her name, Anej Harak Tonjah Maatira. We know that you are elevating and performing the duty, role, and function of ancestor, and we look forward to seeing and hearing you in a variety of ways as you manifest for us. That being done, today's session, we're going to go over Asar stance. We're going to get into some Asar stance because that's how we start. We're going to get into our Qigong. Then we're going to get into the exercises for the form. We're going to do the ward off right and left exercise for 4 breaths. We're going to do 4 breaths to grasp a bird's tail and then 4 breaths to roll back. And we're only going to go to roll back as the next month starts in a couple of days, and we'll roll into that and we'll start that series going all the way to roll back. We'll review the footwork, and then we'll see and check in with folks over the weekend in between the next sessions and ensure that folks are at 10 minutes of Asar stance, and we'll get ready to move on. So hopefully folks will then get it in and understand that you got to be at 10 minutes of Asar stance in order for us to move forward and move quickly and freely so that you can stand with root and balance and centeredness. Now we can be able to begin moving. You can't stand, can't sit. Okay, we want to be in a place where we can move the body. And if you cannot stand, then you cannot walk, you cannot move. All right. So now that we got that together, then we go through the form, and we'll be doing the form all the way to roll back. We're right at the beginning of the full moon cycle, so we're going to do part of the lunar cycle today as well. We'll be doing that today. The lunar cycle will be full for the next few nights. So if you get this, practice your form to wherever you are, and once you get that in, you'll have an opportunity to really begin to get a feeling for what it's like to do the form underneath the stars and underneath the moon and sun. So you can feel the difference. The moon rises at a very good time, so you'll be able to see it. It should be up while the sun is setting, so you'll have an opportunity, won't be late. And for the next probably tonight, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, up to Saturday night, you'll have an opportunity to be out under the full moon in terms of a martial arts perspective in terms of dancing with the moon. So that's it. Let's get to it. Let's bow in and let's get cracking. All right. So here we go. I need everybody in Wu-Chi position, heels together from a 90-degree angle. Knees are unlocked, bottom is tucked. Bring the hands into pyramid hands. And we bow in, saying to all the African, Indian, Asian, Chinese, Native American, and Pacific Islander masters that have gone before us, we bow. Teacher to student, student to teacher. In the pyramid hands. Shift the weight to the right, stepping left, a little bit wider than shoulder's width. Balance the weight between the legs, sit down, tuck the butt, 2 breaths. Open the hands into the Asar stance position. Jaws are lightly clenched, tongue at the roof of the mouth, like you're saying the letter L or the letter N. You want to see the legs as the roots of a tree extending down into the earth. You want to see the torso as the tree trunk. The arms are the branches, the hands are the leaves. Your head is balanced on top of the spinal column with the golden thread extending into the heavens, providing its anchor. Using the bellows breathing, today we're going to try for 20 breaths. Let's see what we can do. Full bellows breaths. Let's go. Holding the tree meditation. See your body as the tree.
Into pyramid hands. Shift the weight to the right. Slide the left leg in to Wuchi position. And we shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, and back into Wuchi. Give me just a second to get this hot hair off my neck. All right, pyramid hands. Shift the weight to the right, stepping to your left, a little wider than shoulders width, heel first, balance the weight. Palms up, toes, knees, and hands point the same direction as we hold a ball of golden white light like the sun in the palm of each hand. 2 breaths. Rotating the palms into oneness. Palms are parallel to the ground, palms facing the ground. 2 breaths. Into the turtle. And out to the drawbridge. Point the hand between the legs for 2 breaths. And come into oneness. 2 breaths. Rabbit through the chute. Breathing in on the way up, hands behind the kidneys. Not higher than the center of the forehead.
Remember, do not lock the knees on the way up. Keep the bottom tucked. Using your bellows breathing. Into oneness. 2 breaths. And into elbows. Into oneness. Right hand on top of left hand, palms up, thumbs touching. Arms and hands are not touching the body. Rotate the left hand on top, palms are facing each other. You want to see a golden white ball of light like the sun in between the palms of the hands. Into oneness. Two breaths. Into the turtle, chin down, out to the drawbridge. Point the hands between the legs. Into oneness. Two breaths. Pyramid hands. Shift the weight to the right. Slide the left foot into Wu Chi position. 2 breaths. Let the hands come down and shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Feet parallel, shoulders width. Hands here. Palms facing the head. Shoulders relax. Shoulders, elbows at 90 degrees. 2 breaths. Palms facing forward, 2 breaths. As you exhale, let's bring the arms down into the gathering. Keep going. And we're keeping the butt tucked. Up and down. Bellows breathing. And bring the hands to the sides. Bring the hands forward. Interlace the fingers. Turn the palms outward. As now we're going to press the hands to the heavens 8 times. As you rise up, you breathe in, up onto the balls of the feet. Now bring it down. And let's start with swinging arms. them swing till they stop on their own. Remember, we want to go for 90 seconds is the goal. So the first goal is your age. Second goal is 90 seconds or till you're not out of breath. You build up every day. Swinging arms is something you should do every day. Every day. If you're not able to do all the Qigong, swinging arms, and we'll go over that at the end because we're coming to a pivotal place in our practice together and separately where I want to begin talking more about your solo practice. Sinking down, sun rises, and we go into opening the chest. And we do it 5 times, so 4 more. All right, shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Feet parallel, shoulders width. Give you a second to get it. All right, sinking down. Right hand on top of left hand. I'm gonna shift the weight to the right leg, keeping the butt tucked. Turn the waist. Switch the hands, then come to the left. As you shift the weight, turn the waist, shift the hands, and come back. This is again, waving hands like clouds. All right, bring it down, front and center, sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. As you're doing your bellows breathing, you're gonna feel every muscle in the body as it's working. Breathing in, Feel that weight on the feet, shifting the weight, causing the arms to rise up, sinking down, the whole body's coming down. That's what's pulling the arms down. From the balls of the feet all the way up the legs, causing the arms to rise like a string of articulated pearls. All the way up, it snaps, and it comes back. Feel the breath and the movement of the body and its muscles. Remember, this is not a West Coast pop locking class. It's not a dance class. We want to move fluidly. We're not doing the robot. We're not pop locking. We want to keep it smooth and fluid. All right? And just want to say I grew up pop locking, so I can tell you that this movement is not pop locking. If anything, it's like doing the wave. We're just going to slow it down. So if you get the body movement and the motion, you can get it work together. For many of you that have just joined us, you don't know about our partnership with the Lunar Washington Dance Theater, where for a time we did a partnership with them where we helped train their young new dancers, particularly in the summer sessions, where we would teach them Taijiquan and Qigong as a way to strengthen their bodies and their legs and to get them flexible in a cross-training way to aid them for their ballet, to aid them for their modern, their jazz, and their African dance. All with the roots of this African Chinese practice. All right, here we go with our next move. We're gonna ward off right and left 4 breaths. So let's do it. Shift the weight. Keep the butt tucked. All the weight should be on that right leg. Check in with your body. Remember, the knee's not locked. Toe is up. 2 times, sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. Shake it out. All right, feet parallel, shoulders width. Grasp the bird's tail, 4 breaths. Sinking down, sun rises. Stepping back, shake it out. All right, good. Feet parallel, shoulders width. 4 breaths to roll back, sinking down. Stepping back, shake it out. All right. Now, feet parallel, shoulders width. You're going to flow all the way through to roll back. Sinking down as you exhale. Remember to keep your bellows breathing. Breathing in. All right, feet parallel again. Sinking down. Again. Again. Sinking down. Again. Again. Sinking down. Again. All right. Shake it out. Feet parallel, shoulders width. We're going to go all the way through the moon cycle, the lunar cycle. Bottom tuck, feet parallel, shoulders width. So we're ready. Lunar cycle, all the way through. Sinking down. Here we go. We're in the lunar cycle. Roll back. Press. Sink. push, turn back to the front, step back with the left leg, feet are straight and parallel, sun rises, sun sets. Check it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Good job, everybody, good job. For those of you that have been with us from the beginning or from before our broadcast, you should be very intimate and familiar with our phrase, which is every day is leg day. Every day is leg day in Tai Chi. And the reason is that you're walking around all day. You have these wonderful tools that serve as the foundation. They represent the earth in the particular perspective. And so, how is it that earth is not reliable? Huh? When has the earth failed you? When have you stepped forward and the earth ceased to be beneath your feet? That is what your legs provide for your body. And what we do by doing these exercises in this way is to afford you an opportunity to build and enhance that relationship that you have with your foundation. Okay, this is on my IG Live, and it'll be going live in October as part of a series that we call Liberation Tools, which are just conversations around the practice of Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong from a more, we won't call it academic, but from a perspective where a practitioner's perspective that is also writing about it and theorizing and researching. So you have an opportunity to understand that Tai Chi Chuan, which means the supreme ultimate or the grand ultimate fist, Chuan meaning fist, or the grand ultimate path. So you have an opportunity to utilize these principles. It's not a religion, it's a spiritual practice that enables you to enhance whatever it is that you do with these principles and concepts, which were infused by the practices of Africa and merged with the practices of China. And our system specifically delves very deeply into that interconnectedness and interrelationship in terms of meditation, in terms of what we call Muntu or Aha, as well as the meditative aspects, the Qigong aspects, the healing movement aspects. That said, I wanted to give folks a chance to breathe. I know many folks are running for water. If your mouth is closed, I'm going to give you this tidbit. If you're already well hydrated, your mouth is closed, you're breathing through your nose with your tongue at the roof of the mouth, you will have adequate hydration and you'll begin the alchemical process so that way your throat will not get dry, your esophagus will not dry out, as long as, because the placement of the tongue produces saliva. So I just want y'all to understand, I'm not pushing y'all. This is one of the first times I haven't said anything about, hey, take a water break. It's because I want y'all to understand that while water is hugely important, you can go a few minutes and your body will compensate if you're doing what you're supposed to do properly and correctly. So if there are issues or challenges around that, we have an opportunity for questions that we'll deal with. Right now, we're going to get our breathing exercise in. So wherever you are, I want you to be able to have an erect back. You're going to take your right hand, thumb and index finger touching, palm up. Left hand, there we go, let me get that, there we go, like so. Index finger, middle finger up, thumb blocks off the left nostril, middle index finger to the center of the forehead. Breathing in, out. In, out. In, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in. Release. Switch hands, no breath. Breathing in. Out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in. Release. Both hands, thumb and index finger touching on the lap, palms up, breathing in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Fire breath. Deep breath in. Chin down. Release. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. If you all get a chance, do need you to understand that these are very challenging times. This is going to be a very interesting cycle going forward into October. So I do want you to take the time to take a very good look at what your schedule and take a look at your body and the things that you can manage and control. Use the breathing. Don't get moved off your square. We do Wu Chi position specifically so you can understand that that's the cornerstone. That's when you're standing on your square. That's where other systems derive and take it from. So you want to be able to stand, and that's what a SAR stance practice is about. If you can stand anywhere that you choose, at any time you choose for 10 minutes, and you can build that up to 20 minutes, there is no ill that will ail you. Okay? We are talking about creating a golden, luminous body and bringing the glorious, luminous bodies that we are back into contact and wholeness with this physical body in ways that benefit us, that benefit our families, our households, our communities in this planet. These tools are not just about the physical body, and we'll talk about that. That's what the Sunday classes and liberation tools are about. I thank you for your time. We're going to get right into our wisdom from the sages of the ages. And today, we're going from the teachings of Ptah-Hotep, the translation, the best modern English translation, Asa Hilliard, Larry Williams, Nia Damali, the best modern English translation. And here we go. It says, whoo, all right, we're going to go this one. If you are a wise one, train up a child who will be pleasing to God. If they are straight, not in the modern context, if they are straight and take after you, take good care of them. Do everything that is good for them. They are your child. Your Ka, your spirit soul begot them. Don't withdraw your heart from them. However, an offspring can make trouble. If your child strays and neglects your counsel and disobeys all that is said, with their mouth spouting evil speech, then punish them for their talk. God will hate those who cross you. That child's guilt was determined in the womb. One who God makes boatless cannot cross the waters. And I need you to understand that this was said, in other words, even in ancient times, you had bad kids. And these kids, despite the parents and despite all the things that they had, all the privileges they got, they didn't turn out the way the parents. And so you can't hold that shame and say, oh, my poor child, look what I did. I didn't do enough. And this is, again, revised 5,000 years ago. Just so we can get clear on the context of this, okay? Even then, they're like, hey, I know your kid is tripping. I know you. I know your character. We done seen your family. So again, that ain't your fault. And again, in some African contexts, that energy decided when the realm of the ancestors, my mission this trip is to behave in this fashion, to do these things, which is why we spend so much time with the naming of our children. We spend so much time creating a village and a community around our children so they can remind them who they are. Just want to get clear on this. So if after all that, this child decides to go stray and go against your counsel, it's like I did the best I could do. It's not saying give up on them. Don't withdraw your heart. Right? It's just saying, the people gonna see and everybody gonna know. Everybody gonna know. Everybody. And then the main thing is it says, who God makes boatless cannot cross the water. Now, that's important for us to understand clearly. So like nowadays we could say that to whoever don't have a car, you can't get there. And if you living in a modern environment, we'll say West Coast, South and West Coast, because the East Coast and some other places are small enough or big enough that they have public transportation. I'm talking about a place that you can't get around if you ain't got a car. Okay, that place. Now, if you, a child, is tripping, and so it says, that's what's saying, boats were like cars back in the day. And particularly in Kemet, it was a river community. If you ain't got a boat, you ain't got you a raft, a little skiff. If you ain't got something to get around on, you in trouble. You can't go nowhere. You can't participate in nothing. So that's why he who God makes boatless, right? That's a huge thing. Just want you to think about that. All right. So also to remind for those of us with children, you can do the best you can do. The goal is to be right and teach them right. Teach them how to stand on their square, and then you have to let them go, and they have to stand on their own. They also need to know they can come home, but they do need to be able to stand on their own, just like we did when they was babies and they went from the toddler phase to the next phase. This is just a different phase in helping them stand on their own. And with that, I'm clear. So now let's go ahead. We're going to bow in like we started, and we're going to start the way we finished to all the African, Indian, Asian, Chinese, Native American, and Pacific Islander masters that have gone before us. We bow. Teacher to student, student to teacher. Giving honor and praise to the ancestors and the eternal witnesses of the earth and the sky. We say Ashe. Let's improve. Peace unto you. Uncle Jasaneb, life, health, and strength. Practice, practice, practice. You want to get your Asar stance up to 10 minutes minimum. The goal is to get to 20 minutes at a session. So that way you have the ability, knowing that you can stand, now you'll be able to move. And it won't just be a move. It'll be a move not with faith, with certainty that the earth is not going to move once you pick your leg up. So you ain't got to watch it, pick your leg up and watch your leg down. All right? And we'll see y'all, and we're going to do a review. Thursday, I'm going to review everything. So if there are questions or those kind of things, we're going to get that through Thursday, because from here forward, we're going to be moving. And I'm still going to take folks that want to come on as beginners or folks that want to do it. But right now, we got stuff on YouTube. They got 6 months of stuff. They can go and start over. We're not trying to start over this time. For folks who ain't with us, they done had all pandemic to get on the train. Okay, and I'm no disrespect to anybody if this is your first one. I love you, but we're at a point where we got to start you at the beginning. Okay, and we're also coming, if you in the LA area, there may be some changes with relation to gatherings. I know some martial systems folks are getting together. Our system usually is very intimate. So we're usually within 3 feet of one another, we're in the intimate space. So we're not going to be, that's one of the reasons why we haven't met. One of the other important reasons why we haven't met is I have several family members that I aid in caring for who are in the high risk category, including myself. So I don't want to expose anyone unduly. And we also want to take care, as we have very important people to take these sessions. And we want to make sure that those folks are able to serve the community in the capacities that they need to, and not have additional exposures. And that's important because we got people serving in places that many of y'all may not know about. And some of you watching this may think that some of the stuff happening around this is a hoax or this, that, and the other. So if that's the case, you can holler and we'll talk to you about the grim realities that are facing us and how, if you understand martial science and you understand math and vectors and how this works, then you understand how this works and why the average person may not grasp the concept of how imperative it is that we take care of one another. Peace to you, life, health, and strength.